Good evening. Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Christiana Awoson. I am the owner of Ibisanmi Relational Health, where we provide individual, couple, and family therapy. And my the clinical director for our private practice at Ibisanmi, Kashel Stock, is here with us, and she's going to introduce herself as well. And we're going to be talking about love maps today. So, Kashel, do you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Hello. As she said, my name is Cashel. I am the clinical director here at Ibisanmi, as well as one of the clinicians. And today we're going to be sharing with you a little bit about an activity called building love maps. So we hope that you enjoy and find this resource to be helpful as we talk through what love maps are and how they're helpful for couples.
So our first question, Kashal, can you please explain what love maps are and how are they important to relationship?
Okay, no problem. So building love maps is an activity, part of a theory created by the Gottman Institute. The theory is called the Sound Relationship House, which is the description for how a relationship can build a secure attachment with each other so that their relationship lasts and is secure. And Love Maps is the first level of that process, and it involves getting to know details about each other's lives as a way to build intimacy and connection with each other.
I see. So it's kind of like a foundation, like would you call it like a emotional foundation when you're working with couples that you kind of focus on?
Yes, it's definitely a foundation. Um, it it's the start. Before you can build anything
Mm-hmm.
with each other, you have to be able to
Mm-hmm.
know each other and build the skills to get to know each other.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That makes sense. So how do you, love maps actually help couples dip in their emotional connection and understanding of each other? Because that's what I kind of hear you say in terms of building that foundation helps them. How does it help them deepen their emotional connection?
So the love map activity involves asking each other questions
Mm-hmm.
about each other's lives. And so the way that it helps deepen connection is it teaches you to attune to each other, it
Mm-hmm.
teaches you to show curiosity about each other, and it also allows you to feel seen in the relationship because it fosters the process of asking and learning about each other instead of just assuming that you know everything about your partner already.
Right.
And in doing that, you start to build that sense of safety that this person wants to know my world just as I want to know their world. And so we can build a world together.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense because that takes away that like my partner can read my mind.
Hmm.
Practice that we all do and engage in, whether consciously or unconsciously, is just really like helping you to kind of know your partner from a different lens by actually asking them questions and not making assumptions. I-
And it
I-
takes the sting out of not knowing.
Mm,
Because for that reason, the with that expectation of I expect my partner to read my mind or to know me
mhm,
perfectly, there
mhm.
can be a lot of hurt and disappointment when they don't. The love
Yeah,
maps can take some of the sting out of that because it treats it almost like play. I
yeah,
don't know this and I'm curious about it, so tell
right,
me. And then
right,
it
right,
gives you an
right,
opportunity to be witnessed by them.
right, right. That's actually really good because I feel like it gives you another space to like know a different side of your partner, right?
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
really good. So my third question is, what are some of examples of love map questions or activities that couples can try to strengthen their bonds? Like what activities, what questions can they actually engage in to strengthen their love and their bond with each other?
That's actually my favorite part of the love map activity.
Yeah.
So the activity itself is it is a series of questions. And what I will share with couples that I'm working with people in relationships that I'm working with, is
Mhm.
to set up a space where the two of you can engage with that curious, playful energy. And the
Yeah.
questions range from things as simple as what is my birthday or what is my favorite color to as
Mm,
deep as what is my biggest fear or
mm,
what is the biggest dream that I have that I haven't yet accomplished. And
right.
so a whole range of questions for getting to
Mhm,
know your
mhm,
partner and what their world looks like.
mhm, mhm. That makes sense. K- Is it possible? Well, I can just imagine in a coupleship or a relationship, one partner is like, I have to get this right. So, like, would you say this is can fall into the space of you're testing me or you're asking me too much question? Like, how would you address that with a couple if they are like, oh, we don't want to do this because I don't want to get it wrong?
Mhm. That happens often. And so what I've learned is that I preface the activity and I invite them to do it when they try it on their own with this isn't a
Mm,
test. You
mhm,
can't get it wrong. You can't
mhm,
really get it wrong. And if you don't
mhm.
know, this is actually just a safe opportunity to ask. So
Okay.
if your partner says, oh, well, who are my closest two friends? And you find yourself freaking out like, oh man, I don't know this,
Right.
the way that it's set up is it's okay to not know.
Right.
Ask them because now
Right.
you're learning that information. You're paying attention to them and you're getting to know their world.
That makes sense. Okay. Awesome. So just a quick recap is like the couple is setting time aside to spend quality time together, taking turns to ask each other question, actively listening to each other and being curious and enjoy the process. It is not a test. Just have fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. So my fourth question is, in your experience as a couples therapist, what are some of the common challenges that couples face when they're trying to build or maintain their love map, and how can they overcome that challenges?
Okay, so one of the challenges is the one that you just named, where there
Mhm,
is that sense of I'm being tested, or you're asking too many questions, or I'm afraid of getting it wrong. So as I
mhm.
named, that's addressed in the introduction of the activity to remove that pressure.
Yeah.
Another obstacle that may come up is that they don't have enough time to sit and build this sort of intimacy, or they forget about the love maps.
Yeah.
Um, and so one way to overcome that is to set aside time, even if
Mhm,
it's just you want to do one question a day.
mhm,
Set aside time to pick a question and sit with your partner and
mhm,
get to know what it is that that's happening for them in
mhm.
their world and share from your end as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. What I'm also hearing, because we in this work of doing couples work or relational work with couples and people in relationships, sometimes it's when things are difficult, when things have like really hit the roof. That's sometimes when we find people coming to us, right? What I'm hearing
Mhm.
you say is it's actually a good thing to start this when tensions are not high. So it's like something to kind of incorporate into your relationship on
Mhm.
a daily basis, on a weekly basis. It sounds like that's what I'm hearing you say.
If possible, I would suggest incorporating this into things while things are going well. It can be challenging. It's not impossible, and it
Right.
actually can be very helpful if they're in a tense point. But it's more accessible. It's often more accessible if it's integrated when um, they're naturally wanting to feel connected to each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So my final questions, right? For couples who feel like they've grown apart or have lost touch with each other, how can Love Map help them to reconnect and rediscover their relationship and their bond with one another?
I love using this tool for that purpose. This is what I was hinting at when you
Yeah.
were saying, when they're in a tense point, it might feel less accessible.
Yeah.
Um, I will introduce this as, again, a pressure-free way of reacquainting with each other. So
Mhm.
if they feel like they've grown apart, sometimes you can remind them, oh, wait, I do actually know you when they're able to answer the question. Or
Yeah.
if they can't answer the question, they'll recognize, oh, maybe that is where we've grown apart. actually, can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Mhm.
And they can reconnect in that way.
Mhm.
And so simply by showing interest in each other again, by using the love map activity, they can find a path back to reconnection.
Yeah, no, that's great. I use this phrase in couples work when I'm doing couples therapy or relational therapy. I call it relational wisdom, which is like helping couples to kind of really have a good sense of that no matter how intense, how difficult they get, right, to maybe even like growing apart as we were talking about, or falling apart, or whatever it is that they're going through that is intense, to really remind them that they've built something together, right? And that
Yes.
they have this relational wisdom of not only their individual self, but their relationship, right, together. And what I'm hearing you say is that love map also helps deepen that relational wisdom, because it's like you're building this wisdom as time goes on, so that when you really need it the most, you can actually
Hmm.
draw from it as well. So
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing one techniques and one concept, which is the love maps that you use in couples work. And I definitely love talking about this with you, both in supervision and in the work that we're doing here at Ibisanmi Relational Health with our clients. Thank you, Kashal.
Thank you. I had a great time talking about it. So
Awesome.
thank you for
Me
having
too.
me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.